Well, hello, sunshine. So, I have a very personal story that I want to share with you today. I don't usually share things that are going on with my daughter, but I do want to talk about this today. So, I have two daughters. One of them lives out of state and one lives with me. And the one that lives with me, she's 28. She's been struggling with depression and anxiety since she was in high school. Her senior year, she really had a significant thing that happened. She was supposed to be working on a project before her senior year started. And she was in a baccalaureate program, basically for smart kids. She's very smart. Um, and so her senior year, she was supposed to be working on this project before the school year started, and she didn't, and she got behind. And it caused so much overwhelm for her that she almost dropped out of school. She almost didn't finish the year. A lot of things transpired that year that were contributing to what was going on with her. But the bottom line was that she procrastinated and didn't get something done that she needed to get done. And it really caused a snowball effect. And so for the last, quite a few years, we've been really working on trying to get her to be functioning. So she was able to, she got a full scholarship to go to a college, and she ended up going to college. Once she did graduate from high school, luckily, I mean, she graduated, but then she ended up going to college, and she ended up losing her scholarship and dropped out because she couldn't handle it. It was too much stress. And the stress that she had her senior year really caused like a PTSD type of a thing. And so, trying to help her, doing everything that I could over the years, trying to help her. Well, she's kind of been at school, and then she went back to school recently. And she's kind of been in and out of school basically. So anyway, so she went back to school, and she's been okay for the last few semesters. And then here we go. We had another situation that happened. So I'm going to share this story with you because I feel like it's really helpful about what I want to talk about. One of the things is procrastination, but there's more to it than that. So just kind of hang in with me for a minute while I talk about this, because I feel like you'll be able to relate to this, with your own personal situation or something going on in somebody's life that's close to you. So the other day, she was supposed to be going back to school for the fall semester, and she was really struggling. Okay, so she's on some medication, and we decided to take her off medication and kind of just see if that made a difference. And I've noticed some improvements, but anyways, we're trying to help her and trying to figure out, what's going to work. So she was supposed to be registering for school. Well, what happened was she missed the deadline, and she to cancel, because she actually was trying to figure out, if she should cancel, what she should do. And I won't go into all the details. Well, so anyways, so she when she didn't get to canceling on time, that caused like a snowball effect. And so somehow she ended up going to school, but she ended up going to school a week later. So this was the whole snowball effect. She showed up for school a week later than the first day, and that stressed her out, and that gave her like this PTSD thing coming up again. And then she tried to withdraw from the class. Well, apparently she missed the deadline, and she has student loans, so it's like you have to go. If you don't go, you're going to start paying back your loan. So she was trying to get a hold of somebody. I guess she couldn't get a hold of anybody. And I've been kind of checking in with her the last few weeks, trying to figure out what's been going on, because she hasn't been really communicating very well. So um, the other thing too was her senior year. We really got a diagnosis of her being autistic, very much on the spectrum. So she's very high functioning autistic. Um, and it's never really been, it wasn't an issue before that. So there wasn't any need for me to really get her tested. I know she always struggled, but anyways, so working through all of that, right? And then now trying to help her to like take care of things and get things done. She really struggles with getting things done. So anyways, last night, I get a bill in the mail, and the bill is over 2 grand. And I ask her, I'm like, what is this about? What is the bill? What happened with school? Because I know it's related to school. And she was like, she broke down and she was like, I'm such an idiot. I'm so stupid. She was so like self-deprecating, and she was like, I'm worthless and I don't, it was really bad. She was really, really upset. And I was just hugging her, and just telling her, like, it's going to be okay. We're going to figure it out. It's going to be okay. And oh, it makes me emotional. Sorry. So it's hard to see your child suffering, right? It's hard to see your child being hurt and sad and upset. It's like you want to make it better for them. And we've been on this, we've been in this process for, I've been trying to help her for a long time with her self-confidence and with her ability to love herself, right? And I know that that's not an easy thing. You can't teach somebody else how to love themselves. They have to learn how to do it for themselves. I know from personal experience. So, anyways, we're talking and I'm just hugging her and I'm like, you're beautiful and you're wonderful and I love you. And I'm like, we're going to figure it out. I don't know how we're going to figure this out or, but we are. So I'm like, just take a deep breath. It's going to be okay. And, she was saying that she was trying to email the school and they hadn't responded. Um, and one of her triggering things is communication and talking to people. It's very difficult for her to do that. And so working with her to try to communicate has been something we've really been working on. Anyway, so I said, to her, it's going to be okay. We're going to figure it out. You know, I don't know how, but just take a deep breath. I'm like, everybody makes mistakes. Everybody, has to learn sometimes the hard way, and she's like, because she knew she was supposed to take care of this sooner than she did, was the bottom line. She had procrastinated on it and hadn't gotten the thing taken care of before the deadline. So that was part of the issue. And so that's why she was really beating herself up about it. And I said, every single one of us as an adult has been in a situation where we've, let something happen where we didn't take care of it and we learned. And then we were like, yeah, I don't want to do that again. I don't want to pay that high bill. Whatever that high bill is, that's how we learned. And that's what I was trying to tell her. I'm like, you can't be so hard on yourself. You can't do that because that's how we learn and we're going to make mistakes. So I said, just she said she was going to go to her room and I said, yeah, okay, that's fine. And, we'll talk about it tomorrow. We'll try to figure something out and how to, get a hold of whoever we need to. And so basically, I was like, I sat down and I was talking to my angels and I was like, please help her. Please help her. And please bring forward a solution, something that's going to help her to be able to work through this. So I said my prayer and I asked the angels to help. And I ended up watching a show for a little bit and then I went to head up to bed. And before I went to bed, I went to go talk to her. And I said, I'm going to bed. And she goes, oh, I got an email and they said that they're going to reimburse me for the class. I'm like, that's great. I was like, oh my gosh, that's the miracle. I literally on the card that did I tell you that? I think I forgot to say that. I pulled a card and I don't know if I can find it. I forgot. Hang on. Let me see if I can find the card. Okay, so I had forgot to tell you one of the important parts was that I had pulled a card before I had gone upstairs, and the card had said angelic help and miraculous aid. So it was like expecting a miracle. So literally, they had answered my prayer within, an hour. I got the miracle. They had emailed her and it all worked out. And so my point of this story, there's a couple different points, is I want you to know that even though sometimes it seems like I don't know how I'm going to find my way out of this, there's always going to be a way, and you're always going to be able to have your angels that you can ask for help. Sometimes it doesn't happen within an hour, right? Like it happened with me, and they literally were saying with the card, which is so beautiful too. It's called the Winged Wise One. It's one that I have never seen before. I thought it was so cool. Sorry, my screen is a little bit dirty. The Winged Wise One. And it says literally angelic help, miraculous aid. And that's what they did. They gave me a miracle, a miracle. So as I was talking to her, I was talking about, well, like today I asked her, I'm like, so what do you feel you could have done differently in this situation? And she said, I could have taken care of it sooner. And I was like, yes, but how many of us procrastinate, right? And put things off and don't take care of things. And so that's what I want to talk about. So, first of all, it's like we need to have an awareness of that we're procrastinating, putting something off. And there's always a deeper issue as to why. And so, when we are procrastinating, which is what her issue is, we, when we do that, there's a deeper purpose, or there's a deeper reason. So there's a part of us that is trying to protect us and keep us safe from getting hurt. So in her situation, what happened to her in high school, it just caused her to completely shut down and go into that fearful place every time something like that happens. Now, if she would let me help her, I could help her to move out of that. Okay. So this is something that I learned how to do for myself, because I used to have this debilitating fear myself when I was younger. And I had a lot of self-loathing. I didn't like myself at all. I was so hard on myself, and really, really struggled with being able to have any kind of self-love. And so over the years, I learned how to heal myself basically from, you know, depression, from trauma, from all of the things emotionally that were holding me back. And so if my daughter would just let me help her, which she won't, but if she would, I would be able to help walk her through these things. So I keep asking the angels to help me with that. So maybe you have somebody in your life who won't let you help them or doesn't want to grow or learn, right? And you have to let them do that on their own timing and their own way. It's everybody else, everybody has their own journey. So that's really hard, because I know that I know how to do this and because I've done it. So let me just share with you a couple of the things that I feel have to do with having awareness, surrounded with this procrastination piece. So when you have procrastination, how do you overcome it, right? I'm going to share a couple of different things that you can do, action steps that you can take. So the first thing is having awareness that it's happening, recognizing when you're shutting down, recognizing when it's like, ooh, this is really frustrating. I don't really want to take care of this bill. I don't really want to call this person. I don't really want to do X, Y, and Z. So having the awareness that, yeah, I need to do something, but I don't want to do it. So a lot of us, right, we procrastinate, we put things off. I'll get to it down the road. So the second thing is that you are needing to ask yourself, or, kind of recognize, is if I do this thing, what will or won't happen? So asking yourself, what is going to happen if I do it? And what am I afraid of? And sometimes there's things from the past, right? That's going to be coming up. So it's like just asking the question, if I do this and I get this done, what's going to happen, or what won't happen if I don't do it? And what am I afraid of? The third thing too is when you've not done something or procrastinated, right? What was going on? Are you repeating a behavior in the past? Are you repeating something that you've done before? And a lot of times we're recreating the same situation over and over and over again. And just being aware, right? Having the awareness is always huge, just to know what we're doing so we can identify it, so that we can start to make some changes so that it doesn't snowball. So then number 4 would be, what part of me is procrastinating, right? But how is that procrastination procrastination helping me? So you're going to want to ask, how is it helping me to not do this thing? Because what? You get to um, do something else that you want to do. You don't have to take the action step. Why are you not doing it, right? How is it helping you to procrastinate? Ask yourself that, because there's always a reason, there's something to it. And so then the next thing, number 5, would be, if I do this thing that I'm procrastinating on right now, today, set a date to do it, and I do the follow through, how much better am I going to feel? What if I do it? How much better will I feel? And what good thing is going to come out of me doing this? So obviously, with my daughter, if she would have gotten this taken care of, she wouldn't have had to go through all of that. That's what I said to her. I said, well, if you would have gotten it done, right, you wouldn't have to go through this uncomfortableness, because she's been shut down for like the last week. It hasn't really been able to function very well. So when we recognize that, and when we see it, and we realize, okay, wait, there's something that is benefiting me. There's something that I'm doing this. There's a reason why I'm doing this. Somehow I am, in a way, we're self-sabotaging, right? And then in a way, there's a deeper part of us that is trying to protect us and keep us safe. So for her, it's like that part of her from a long time ago doesn't want her to go through that kind of pain. But the interesting thing is, when we don't do what we need to do, we're going through that pain. We're redoing that pain to ourselves over and over and over again when it gets to the extreme. And there's a difference between procrastinating a little bit versus having it turn into a big issue like this did for her, and having to stress out, and not being able to reach anybody, and then get charged this, and having to go through all of that is a painful experience. It's a painful lesson, and it doesn't help her self-worth and her self-value either. So when we procrastinate or we put something off, that only contributes to our suffering. So the next thing too would be, all right, if you ask yourself, am I going to feel better if I take care of this? Most of the time, the answer is going to be yes. And so what you can do, the next thing, number 6, is going to be to take action. And I know that that's what we want to do, right? It's like, we don't want to be procrastinating. That's why we're procrastinating, because we don't want to do it. We don't want to take action. But if you recognize, okay, I don't want to feel like that, and I know how much better I'm going to feel if I get that done and get that off my plate, and that if I don't procrastinate to get this done, if I set a date, which is what you're going to do, you're going to set a date, you're going to set a timer, and you're going to say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to get it done. Okay, I'm going to make this commitment to myself that I'm going to take care of it, and I'm going to do it. Whether it's first thing in the morning or at a certain time during the day, I'm going to take one action step towards getting that done. Okay, that's a lot of times all we need just to get the momentum going, just taking one small action step towards it. But you're going to feel so much better. And the other thing too is that it's a block. It's a block in your path when we procrastinate. If we don't do something, it keeps us from having abundance coming in, literally. So nothing can come through. It's kind of like you have a wall up to you and the things that you want to manifest. And if you don't do that thing that you're procrastinating on, it stays in your energy field and it weighs you down. And that's why you feel so heavy, and that's why it doesn't feel good. So take an action step, take action, put it on your calendar, say, yes, you know what, I'm going to take care of that. I'm going to take one small step towards that and do that today. And the other thing too is, those are basically the 6 things that I wanted to talk about. And I wanted to let you know that that's how you can really make a difference and you can overcome those things. But one of the things also along with this was, I wanted to say, is I have my heart healing course that the doors are closing. So we're going to be starting that on September 22nd. That's on Sunday. The course will be available. You'll be able to go in and you'll be able to access all the modules. It is time the doors will be closing for the sign up is the last night, the last day will be Saturday at midnight. So you can't sign up after Saturday at midnight. All right. So between Friday and Saturday, you can still sign up. There's still time. I still have it at the limited discounted price right now. I actually extended it. So you will be getting in on the lowest price, and you will also be getting a bonus meditation if you choose to sign up for the course. But I learned how to heal myself. I learned how to heal all of those parts, right, that were procrastinating. And of course, there are still times where I'll procrastinate, but it's not to the effect where it's like it debilitates me, right? And I've learned how to work through all of the things that were holding me back in the past, and learning how to heal your heart when you have had grief or you've had loss, PTSD and trauma. Those are the things that I'm talking about in this course that I will be able to help you and show you how to heal from that and how to work through that and to create and bring in more abundance, and how to bring in opportunities, and to learn how to love yourself unconditionally, um, regardless of what is happening around you. And also helping you to be able to heal and connect with your loved ones on the other side. So this course is amazing. It's the heart healing course with the angels. We're going to be bringing in your angels and your loved ones and your guides so everybody can help you through this. Okay. So you won't be alone. And if you want more information, I have the link included, but you can go to my website at laura-ashley-abraham.com, and you can get more information on there. All right. I have the link in the description. So I hope to see you there. It's going to be amazing. And thank you so much for listening to this story. If this resonates with you, please reach out to me and let me know. I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. And I love you. Sending so much love your way. All right. Take care.